Yeah, there we are. Hey folks, welcome to Electric City Speedway here tonight for the Mike Clark Memorial. We've caught up with Gary Clark, Mike's son, and Gary, gee, what a terrific event so far. We're running, just a little behind on time, but still, I know it had to have been a lot of work for you to put this together and get it all organized. But wow, 133 cars, tremendous turnout.
Yeah, it's awesome. We got 46 or 7 of the Midwest mods that are actually running for the main event for the race tonight, and it's just an awesome turnout. I couldn't be more happy with how this turned out tonight. We had kind of a perfect storm. A lot of tracks rained out and stuff tonight, and weren't on the schedule to run, so it helped us get a few extra cars. But yeah, it's awesome now with how many cars we got.
Do you think that your dad would believe what modified racing has become? Because, I think back on that, and was it the 70s and the 80s when you guys were building the Dirtworks cars?
My dad raced through the 70s, back about late 80s and early 90s when we started with the Dirtworks cars, and he saw the progression of them, what was fixing to happen. So, I don't know if they'd be completely surprised, but I'm not sure he'd be real happy with the direction they went either.
To me, it's just amazing how the modifieds have caught on the way that they do. They are really the mainstay of a lot of tracks, especially small track operations or whatever in small places, but it's just amazing what it has become.
Yeah, this Midwest mod class has really taken off and gotten big all across the area down here. It's a little bit more affordable. Honestly, this class is more like what the B-mod should be.
Yeah.
And that's why I think so many guys are running this class now, because you can afford to run this class versus the B-mod sometimes, and especially what the A-mods are today. You might as well run a late mod for what those things are.
I was going to say, everything's kind of stepped back but stepped up, because like you said, it's what one class used to be is what the other one is now. But so far, a pretty good show here. I've seen a lot of good racing, so I'm really looking forward to the features. But is there anybody at all that you want to thank as far as sponsors? I know a lot of people have put a lot of extra money in on this thing, and what that feature is going to pay, $1,100 or something?
$1,150 to win. Yeah, we got a ton of sponsors on this deal. I can't thank them guys enough. I'd stand here for 15 minutes reading off the sponsors if I did all that. But and honestly, they sought me out on the deal. I didn't do a whole lot of seeking for sponsors. They came to me and wanted to be part of it, and that means a lot.
Yeah.
That means that my dad meant something to a lot of these people, and we changed this from a B-mod race to a Midwest mod race this year, because the last couple of years we've been lacking on B-mods for this race, and I knew that Midwest mods show up if there's some money on the line. And the big thing is you don't want to put too much money on the line, because you get everybody in one of them.
Yeah.
But no, to have this many cars show up for this and to have the purse. We got like about a $75 or $600 purse just for the A feature, and there was over close to $5,500 worth of sponsorships that came in for this deal. So it's I couldn't believe it, and I'm just so blessed to be able to stand here and be watching this.
Yeah, well, and then representing the Clark family, I know it's got to be a really kind of a touching thing for you, but really looking forward to the feature, like I say. Is there money just to start?
Yeah, it's actually last place gets more money than the start money, because somebody put extra money on last place.
Yeah.
But it's $1,150 to win, and it's $225 to start. Last place actually gets $275. So it's kind of a cool deal. The first year we ever did this, we did it in Nevada, and we had a lot of people just wanting to throw in bonus money different places. So you could finish in a weird spot and get more money than 2-3 guys ahead of you.
I can't remember. I think it was Andy's memorial race that they had here last year. I think I put in $25 for last place. I thought, hell, those guys put in the same amount of work, the same amount of time, blood, sweat, and tears, they say.
Yep.
And you have to have that support group around you.
Yep.
And they put in just as much as the guy that's up front and winning.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We got I got a couple of hard luck awards we're going to give out tonight. I just got one tonight to give out for a non-qualifier, and I had one that an anonymous donor gave me today. He said if somebody turns over, and I said I really hope nobody turns over, but he said, well, they do give him $100. So, and he said it's for me, and I said, well, okay, but no, it's awesome. I mean, like I said, I can't thank everybody enough that stepped up for this. I could have never, over the last couple of years, the way that it's been going, I could never dream that it was going to turn out this way this year. And I think part of it has to do with the factory switches to the Midwest mods, because a lot of people like them so much, and honestly, they don't get shown the love that they need to a lot of the time.
I was going to say, you're talking about the 225 to start. Heck, that's about half of what they normally win on a normal race weekend in a feature.
Actually, that's just a little bit less than what they win.
Oh, right.
Yeah, there's a lot of tracks that only pay them about $300 to win. I think we pay $350 on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
And if we get 20 or more, then we pay $500.
Yeah.
So, and we've been running between 15 and 20 all year. So we've been having good car count in this class for sure. So.
And I've got to mention that I know you fill a lot of shoes around here. I think the last time I was here, you were flagman, and I think generally speaking, you are a race director. Is that not true?
Yeah, I'm kind of a glorified bouncer, I think. Mike tells them if they have a problem, come see me, so I can diffuse it. Yeah. Which that gets interesting and fun sometimes. But I have been able. I mean, it's some guys are easier to defuse than others, But I don't know. You'd have never told me 25 years ago I'd ever do anything like this with a racetrack. Yeah. But yeah, here we are, and I get to come up here, and this got me back in the door to be back in a race car again too. So.
Yeah. Well, that was kind of my next topic. I was watching that heat race. And I think you came up from fourth and managed to get up to second, but just didn't have enough quite to catch that guy that was leading. Yeah,
we actually started fifth. Guy crashed on the first lap down there in turn one, but we started fifth, ran second. Second night on the car, we brought it out last week, and transmission decided it didn't want to be with us anymore. So I've never blown up a Bryn transmission, but that thing exploded.
It exploded.
Yeah. So
wow.
This is technically the first night. Yeah. So definitely happy with how the car's working so far.
Just one last thing here. I think we're about to complete this here last B main race here for the Midwest mods, but I think we got to throw a little love out for Mike Parker, because he just continues to make this place better and better and better. And I think he's a good, fair man. And I think, is that way with the racers. So we just got to throw a little love out to Mike.
Yeah, I tell you, 2 weeks ago on his Dirt Chatter program is when this deal all got started. He put it out there that he was going to make it 1,000 to win, and then just challenged everybody to start putting money in.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was awesome for him to do that. And yeah, I mean, as far as the facility goes, I mean, every time you come out here, there's more and more things that he's done. I mean, this place is, from what it was when he first bought it to what it is today, it's amazing how much different it is.
Absolutely. I was down seeing the playground 2 weeks ago, and I couldn't believe that. I think that's the biggest playground I've ever seen at a racetrack.
Yeah, we got to kind of watch. We've been watching a little bit closer here lately. We've been having Fight Club over there.
Oh, yeah.
Pre-teen Fight Club, it's not cool. But we kind of got it squelched for now, so we just have to watch them pretty close. But no, it's good. That way the kids have something to do when they're bored, and not the Fight Club, but the playground part of it. But no, it's awesome.
Yeah. All right, Gary. I thank you a lot for taking some time. I know you're a busy man, especially tonight with all that's going on. But I think what we're seeing here tonight just kind of shows the support and the love and whatever you want to call it for you, your family, and for the history of Durworks racing, and what it's meant to the sport over the years. So I thank you and everybody involved.
Well, thank you, Mike. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you being here for this race tonight. So we'll be able to get online and watch it later on, because it's hard for me to watch it very much over right now.
Yeah. Well, you might be able to watch it on the way home.
Yeah. Well, I probably better not, since I'm driving. So, but after I get home, I'll take a look.
Yeah. But anyway, Gary, thanks a lot for stopping by, and thanks again. That's all. I don't know how else to say it.
Thank you, and again, thank you to everybody that put in money on this deal. I couldn't have asked for it to be any better, and I really appreciate everything everybody did. So kudos to you guys, and keep up keep up helping out with the short track racing. Because I mean, because of people like you, we can keep doing this, and you know, if not, one of these days we might not have very many tracks left.
I was going to say, I'm getting old. I'm going to be 84 in October. And every year, I think when I approach this, I start thinking about, man, are you going to be up for those late nights like tonight? You know, the drives, I mean, an hour drive after you get done or whatever. And I just don't know how much longer it's going to continue. But the way I've always said it is as long as I'm having fun, I'll keep doing it. And I love racing and have all my life. But thanks again, Gary.
You bet, Mike. Thank
you. Take care, buddy.
You too. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Well, folks, we're going to go ahead and continue on. We're in the intermission here right now, and we've got some, I wouldn't say interviews that we've done, but we've got some interviews that we did earlier down in the pits, and we are going to play those back for you right now during this intermission. And as soon as that's done, why then we'll come back and we'll have some live racing here at Electric City Speedway for the Mike Clark Memorial. And that's going to be for the Midwest Mods. I think they've got like 48 of them here tonight. And they're, of course, have whittled that down to probably a starting field of 24. But like I say, we're going to play you back some interviews, and we'll catch up with you later on. Hang in there. Hey folks, everyone, welcome to Electric City Speedway. We are down here tonight for the Mike Clark Memorial, and seeing as how Mike Clark was kind of a guy that was building cars, I think back in the 70s and 80s, well, I think it's kind of fitting that we've got the Show Me Vintage cars racing with us tonight, and we have caught up with the driver of this really nice 63, 64?
Yeah, 63 Galaxy 500.
Richard Fields. And Richard,
yes.
I was asking you earlier if you were a former race car driver, and you said sorta. Now, what does that mean?
I raced a street stock for just a few years back in the early 2000s, late 90s.
So a little ways back.
Yeah, so not too much experience.
Okay. Now, get us up to date now as to about right now. How is it that you are racing these vintage cars?
Well, we lived in Phoenix for several years, and we came back to visit family, and we went to the state fair and heard they were racing vintage cars. So I wanted to see what was going on and went out there, and that's what did it.
Well, and plus you were saying that the gentleman sitting there in the chair that he had a bunch of spare parts.
Yes.
So it sounds like the two kind of met and meshed together, and here it is right here.
Yeah, yep.
Because that would have been, I think, probably one of my other questions is, for something this age, how in the world, well, first of all, let's talk about the chassis, because my understanding is most of these are on old modified or late model chassis. Is that correct?
Pretty much. This one's actually, I think, what they call a hobby stock
chassis.
So it's probably a couple steps down from a lot of these guys.
Yeah.
On chassis.
Yeah.
But
and you get to run them big wide tires. Got what are them things? 10, 12 inches wide.
yes, mine are 12.
Uh-huh. And I presume that really helps out on the handling out there.
Yeah.
Especially
so.
a dry track.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay, so we're starting out then with a hobby stock chassis, and then I guess the rest of it was kind of you guys just kind of engineering things and whatever to get this body on this car.
Yeah, we cut 10 inches out of it in the rear quarter.
Okay.
To make it fit.
Okay.
And other than that, it fit good.
So in other words, the old original 63 Fairlane had a longer wheelbase
yes.
than what street stock would have had from modern times. And so 10 inches out of it.
Yeah.
Okay. So how are you doing this year in this vintage class?
Well, I've only got to race once.
Oh,
this will be my second race. I ended up 4th, I think, the first race down in Wheatland.
Yeah.
And but a lot of races got rained out, and then there's a couple races that I just didn't go to because it's just too far for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and the price of gas and stuff right now, I can certainly understand that. But it looks like it would really be a fun class. I've known a couple of guys that have raced most of their lives, and they're kind of winding down a little bit now, and this is kind of where they're falling into.
Yeah.
But of course, like I say, the biggest question I had was where do you come up with spare parts for the body? Because I would just think that would be a hard thing to do. But it seems like most of these guys that run this vintage class are, I'm going to use the word respectful of each other on the track. It's not really a body banging class.
No, because we all understand that you just can't go find a 1930 coupe.
That'd be
somewhere.
That'd even be more rare than whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, Richard Fields, I appreciate you talking to us. Enjoyed the interview, and you guys drawing for spots. So you have any idea where you're starting, so we can kind of keep an eye out for you?
I am starting on the outside front row on the second heat race.
Wow. Okay, we'll keep track of that, and I guarantee you, Cheeseworks videos will be right up there watching you and seeing how you do.
All right.
And we'll be telling everybody up there in the tower that, hey, that's Richard Fields out there.
All right.
In that 63 Fairlane. But anyway, thanks a lot, Richard. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you
for giving us a little bit of your time.
No problem.
All right, there you go, folks. Going to be classic cars here tonight. Show me vintage racers from here around Missouri. I forgot to ask you where you're from.
Cole Camp, Missouri.
Cole Camp, Missouri. There you go. So we'll check it out here later on. They'll be running, and they've got a good field. Gosh, it looks like, from what I can tell, there's got to be at least 10, 12, 15 cars tonight. So be watching out for them later on. They'll be on here. That's it.
Wow.
We're just going to get set up. Why don't you stand over there? Because I'd rather they see your face than mine. They can look at my side. Stand kind of like this, facing toward where he stops, wherever it is. A little closer. Oh, that's all right. Yeah, he's coming. In a little closer.
Okay.
There you go. What year Studebaker is it?
1955. Speedster.
Wow. Hey folks, we've caught up with Jason Isabel. I'll get it out right. Jason Isabel, and he's got this here Studebaker. I forgot what year was it?
The 1955 Studebaker Speedster.
55, man, oh man. This thing is probably more rare than the one we were talking to down there with the 63 Ford Fairlane. And like I was talking with him, probably one of the things with this class is getting the body parts for this. I imagine this would be really rare to find any of these.
It was pretty rare to find this first body to put this together. We built this car last year from the ground up. And then I found an exact car in Oklahoma City that a guy just wanted to get rid of, and I couldn't believe it. So I ran down there the next day and picked it up.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, hold that body, I'll be there.
Absolutely.
And you guys built the car from scratch.
From the ground up, yes.
Of course, Isabel has been a racing name in the Kansas City area, folks, for quite a few years. I've been watching them, I think, ever since I'm back at the Riverside days.
Yeah, my dad raced at Riverside and Lakeside Speedway. back when I was on Leavenworth Road, basically.
Yeah.
And my brother started racing in the 90s, and I started racing in the late 90s.
Yeah. I've been both of them. I was at Lakeside opening night, if that dates me.
Yes,
But like I say, the Isabels have been around quite a while. But where's you guys' shop at, and how many people did it take to actually put this thing?
Actually, it took there's three other guys helped me out quite a bit putting this thing together. Dan Schmidt is one, Louis Clevenger, and also Damon Clevenger.
Yeah.
And our shop's there by Worlds of Fun in Casey, Missouri.
Oh, really?
And that's where we do all our tuning and working and thrashing sometimes when we got to thrash to make it to the racetrack.
Okay, now what kind of a chassis is it setting on? Because I was asking him about that Fairlane. He said that's on a hobby stock.
This is an old late model Ford City chassis. We put a commercial front stub on it, and then just mounted a vintage body. And it's nice to have the updated suspension, but also get the cool look of the vintage race car.
Yeah. Okay, let's go back to last year. You said you built it last year,
Yes,
correct?
Yep.
How did you do last year running with the vintage group?
I made the last 3 races of the year. We were trying to get her done.
Yeah.
First night out, won the heat race. I led the feature all the way to lap 9 until I had a float stick on the carburetor. It took me out of the race.
The float stuck on the carburetor.
It just she wouldn't percolate any longer.
Yeah.
And then the second night, we went to I-35, which had to start in the rear. I think we made it up to 4th out of 20 outs on cars. And then third night, Moberly started 15th and ran to 4th. And that was my year.
Oh, well, that's pretty good. And of course, this year you guys have had a lot of rainouts.
Right.
So it's been pretty tough, getting out there.
Just kind of search for anywhere that we can get some laps in.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, of course, if I know Mike Parker, the track will be in good shape.
So far, I took a quick peek at it, and it looks like it's going to be a good racing surface for tonight.
All right. Once again, folks, we got our driver here. First name, Jason Isabel. Going to be racing in the Show Me Vintage class here at Electric City Speedway tonight. So watch out for the number 15. We'll have him on video later on. Where are you starting in your heat?
Third row outside.
All right. Okay, once again, Jason Isabel, folks. Keep an eye on this old Studebaker. Sounds like it's going to run really good. Man, that is solid.
Jesus, yeah.
There's some metal in there.
That's what metal was, real metal.
There's some metal in there. That almost hurts my knuckles to hit on that thing. But anyway, we'll see you later on, Jason. Thanks a lot for the interview, Betty.
You're welcome.
In Missouri, how long have you been driving?
This was my 3rd year, my 2nd full season.
Okay. All right. Like I say, you stand there, and that way he'll get your face real good. I don't care about me.
Okay.
They've seen me enough. They don't. I'm Mike Kraft, by the way, Cheeseworks Videos. You ever see a Cheeseworks video?
Yes, I have.
I'm him.
Awesome. I love those videos.
I've been doing it for I started in 2003, so what's that, 23 years?
I do all of SMVR social media.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Oh, boy, that's
All the
fun.
videos and the pictures you see, that's me behind the scenes.
Yeah, we're talking. It's going to be on the video. I forgot about that. Angela Ashworth.
They call me Miss K.
Miss K.
Miss K.
Miss K is on the car.
Hey, folks, we caught up with a young lady here that's driving a 55 Chevy, sort of.
Yes.
And this young lady is also a school teacher in Clinton, Missouri. And it is
Angela.
Angela Ashworth. I'll get it straight. Terrible on names, memory about that long. But anyway, Angela, how long have you been driving on these cars?
This is my 3rd year, but my 2nd full season.
2nd full season. And how did last year go, if you got the full season in last year?
I was in the top 10 in points.
Top 10. That's a good deal.
Yeah.
That's a good deal. You got to start somewhere.
Yeah, I'm learning, getting my seat time, behaving, staying out of the big boys' way. It's the smart thing to do.
Yeah. Well, I race radio control cars, and I know about staying out of people's way or missing people that are in your way. That's
right.
a really big part of driving. But let's talk just a little bit about the car. What kind of chassis does this 55 Chevy set on? Do you know? Whether it's a street stock or a late model or modified, no modified, because that's what a lot of them do. Is
you know what? I was never told.
Never.
That's okay. It doesn't make any difference. And you're all by yourself here.
I'm all by myself. Yeah, this was son of Mickey Fleehart. Cars his brother had originally owned.
Okay. All right.
So, yeah.
And where did the body come from? Do you have any history on the body? Because, man, it really is a pretty nice body. It's in good shape.
I actually don't. Elmer Gerlach used to own it, and that's who I got it from when Mickey passed.
Yeah. Well, it seems like a fun class to watch. I really enjoy it.
Nice.
And, man, I can't tell you, when I watch these cars run, the memories that flash through this little brain of mine of watching these back in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
And
They've told me the history on this car probably 100 times. I just can't remember. I got all, I'm a math teacher, so all the other things come in my brain before I think of that.
Yeah, that was one of my better subjects was math. English, no. But how many kids do you have in your class? And do any of them ever come out and watch you at the races? Do they ever come into class and say, "Hey, Mrs. Ashworth, I saw you race"?
On a slow day, they really like me pulling up a video on the smartboard and saying, they convince me they need to watch it.
Yeah.
Quite often.
Well, now you can get a Cheeseworks video and show them, because we'll...
But a couple of my students are actually here. They are in the Young Guns program that I started at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
And so you'll see them around here in the pits. They have their their safety vest on, and it says Young Guns on the back.
Yeah.
And a couple of them are my students.
Okay, well, we'll be watching out for them. But anyway, we appreciate you taking a few minutes to talk with us. And like I say, we'll be watching out for you later on. And we'll make sure and keep the camera on number one. Number one, folks. Keep your eye out. Hey, good, that sun's going to go behind that cloud. I'll actually be able to see. But anyway, we're going to get ready for the races here in a little while. Hope you enjoy the races from Electric City tonight. Once again, it's going to be the Mike Clark Memorial, and we'll all be looking forward to that. I think $1,000 or $1,100 to win that thing tonight.
Yeah.
So
quite a bit.
That's something I forgot to ask the other guys. What kind of purse do you guys run for in this class?
In this class, we all get the same. We come in the same and we leave the same.
That's a good deal.
It's just bragging rights.
Yeah, I was going to say, and the fun of it.
And the fun of it and the points.
Yeah.
Earning the points. So.
All right, Mrs. Ashworth, teacher.
Thank you. Thank you.
See if they'll give it to us this time.
As they head off into the H&H Pro Services. And he didn't like that one. Yep, no.
No.
Yeah, traffic controller like, nah, not happening. As Caden O'Neill jumps the start again, we'll see how they decide to go back one spot there. That'll put Jeremy Lyle up there on the pole as they head off into the H&H Pro Services start zone. Gotta be side by side. Green flag in the air. We're back racing here at Electric City. Lyle. Anders working that top shelf. Lyle gets a good run there on the bottom. Finds a little bit of moisture as Anders decides, hey, I'll tuck my nose in there too. But going to lead this first lap this time by. That'll be Jeremy Lyle.
So Lyle doing a good job. Daniel Anders right there.
But already up from 7th to 4th. Looky here, Andy, in that 54, Tyler Cadwell. All the way up, going to make another move up into 3rd.
Kidwell into 3rd. Caden O'Neill trying to fight back. He wish he probably had to jump those starts.
As they were already serving up White Castle fly chops tonight.
Daniel Anders not giving up, using that little higher line.
As we have 4 laps down, 4 to go, halfway home in this very first USRHB mod heat race this evening.
Oh, the 0 goes around. He keeps it going. We're going to stop yellow.
O'Reilly Auto Parts yellow flag flies for the K0 of Caden O'Neill, bringing out our first caution of the evening. And
working that bottom. Ryland Gibbs now up to the 4 spot, our reigning track champion here at Electric City.
As they head off into the power service, H&H Power Service start zone green, flag high in the air. Jeremy Lyle hustling on that bottom side. Kedwell, look at there, gonna tuck his nose in as we got a good battle for that second and third place. Anders battling there on the top side. As we've got a little right side romance going on there between Cadwallader and Anders. They're through 1 and 2, but up a spot as we've got a caution on the Speedway. Now, O'Reilly's Auto Parts yellow flag brought out by
Ryland Gibbs up against the wall down there in 1 and 2. Man, Tyler Kidwell just snook his way into second.
Starts the race. Jeremy Kyle on the loud pedal. Hustles it on down through 1 and 2. Working that bottom side. Catfishing around. Cadwell right to his rear bumper there. Not wanting to go as the white flag comes out this time by. Can he keep that 54 machine behind him here as he's right to that rear bumper? But the time in the hourglass running out. But picking up your first heat race win of the evening out of Higginsville, Missouri. In the 05, that is Jeremy Lyle. Jeremy Lyle, first trip here this year. Electric City normally runs at Central Missouri Speedway on Saturday nights, but making the trip down. Andy, gotta be side by side. Green flag high in the air. We are racing. Good jump for that Kenny's Tile. Number 99 of Brad Smith out of Belton, Missouri. As we had a couple cars there get crossed up, but we'll stay clean and green. Page off the pace there just a little bit, but Hubbard into second. Smith, Hubbard, Manning, and Jones. That is your top 4, as we'll have 1 lap down, make that 2 laps down. Next time by, 6 to go at the flag stand. Brad Smith out to a 1.3 second lead over Kenny Hubbard. Tim Manning and Brad Page. That is your top 4.
So Brad Smith doing his thing, leading down the back straightaway. Kenny Hubbard third in points here at Electric City in second. Brad Page in third. Robbie Jones in the 4th spot. Noah Long in 5th.
As we are halfway home, 4 laps down, 4 to go that time by. But leading every lap so far out to a 2.0 second lead. That is Brad Smith. Kenny Hubbard second, Page up to third, Jones in 4th, Long in 5th. But out to a commanding lead in that Kenny's Tile. Rage Chassis, 99 machine out of Belton, Missouri. That is Brad Smith. White flag comes out this time by Andy. Bring him home. And your heat race winner of your concrete company, USRA B-Mod division. In that 99 Kenny's Tile Rage Chassis, that is Brad Smith.
right, coming up next is going to be your USRA B-Mods sponsor.
Start zone, Dakota Lowell on the loud pedal. Good start for that young man as he hustles it through 1 and 2. Down the back chute, working that high side. Berg is up to second. Good start for that young man.
Dakota Low working good. Walker Bergen with a good move to the bottom into second. He'll pull up on the back bumper, the 24. Make a low move in 3 and 4. Jackie Dalton up to the 3rd spot. Top 3 starting to gap the rest of the field. Walker Bergen again with a good look on the bottom.
Dakota Lowell working that top shelf. Bergen working that bottom. We've got them side by side. Headed down the back chute. Can that young one go make the pass this time by? Little right side romance, but we got a new leader that time by. Berg is up to P1, Lowell P2. Good battle there. Able to work around that bottom side there. Dakota 25 or 20 laps in our Concrete Company's USRA B-Mod A feature event of the evening. One more time around as our track crew did a great job getting this racing service back into shape here. Hopefully going to make some great racing action as we're going to see some hard charging coming up through the field as we've got the best drivers in the region ready to go. It is time to light the fuse and let them eat as it is A feature time here at Electric City. Kidwell Lyle on that front row. Bergen Smith. Page Hubbard.
Going to be interesting. Got two of the best starting in the very back. Your reigning track champion, Ryland Gibbs, starting inside row 10. Outside of him, the veteran, many feature wins here, Jerry Morgan in that 42. 20 beautiful B-Mods.
20 of the best drivers in the region in our concrete companies USRA B-Mod division. Traffic controllers got the green flag high in the air one more time around. Gonna give these drivers just a couple of hot laps here to check this racing surface out. Make sure it's good to go. All right, we'll get them strapped back up here. Mike Parker there on the front stretch checking over these drivers as the caution light getting ready to Gonna give these drivers a couple more hot laps around this racetrack. Had some thumbs downs there. Want to make sure this racing surface is as safe as possible. But have to do a little bit of track work just to make the show better here once we go racing. All right. Pick your favorite color, favorite number, favorite driver. As the caution lights will go out. I've said that 3 times now, but this is actually the final time they are turning the caution lights out. We're going to go green flag this next time by. Tidwell and Lyle on the front row into the H&H Pro Services start zone. Green flag high in the air, and we are racing here at Electric City. Jeremy Lyle working that top line. Kidwell into second. Brad Smith third, and Burgess. That is your top four. As we'll have one lap down. That time by 19 to go. Good battle for that second place position. Brad Smith and Kidwell. Brad Smith has to check up there just a little bit underneath Kidwell. Gonna battle back right to his rear bumper as we've got 2 laps down, 18 to go. But out front in that 05 machine out of Higginsville, Missouri, in the Lyle Automotive Rage Chassis 05 machine of Jeremy Lyle. Brad Smith up to second, able to get around that 54 machine of Kidwell. And looky here, headed to the point in that Kinney's Tile 99 machine of Brad Smith. Brad Smith, good run in, pulls right to that left rear quarter panel of Jeremy Lyle. Jeremy Lyle drifts up the racetrack there just a little bit. Allows Brad Smith to get him as we got a new leader heading down the back chute. Brad Smith into turn number 1. Jeremy Lyle going to cross back over here. Try to get a run back to that rear bumper. Tyler Cadwell, Bergen, Harris, Ander. That is your top 6. 6 laps down as we've got a caution on the racetrack. Caution on the racetrack. O'Reilly's Auto Parts caution on the racetrack. Andy,
O'Reilly caution. Man, what a race. Brad Smith just did that about a foot at a time. Getting up next to Jeremy Lyle, getting around Tyler Kidwell to get that lead. Looking mighty good in that 99 car out there. Walker Bergen hanging in there tough in the 4th spot. Rex Harris 5th. Daniel Anders up to 6th, looking good. Kenny Hubbard in 7th. Jacob Ebert running solid in 8th. Robbie Jones 9th, and Jacob Ellison up in the 10th spot. Track looking good, very racy there, Sean, very racy.
yes, it is. As we've got race command lining these drivers up as we'll go there, double L. We're going to go Delaware, double file restart. Brad Smith out front and everybody else 2 by 2 by 2 behind that leader. Brad Smith taking over the lead. On lap number 5. 6 down. 14 to go as the caution lights are out on the racetrack for our concretes companies. USRA B-Mod division headed down the back chute. Brad Smith fires off in the H&H Pro Services restart zone. Green flag high in the air. Good start for Brad Smith in that Kinney's Tile. Number 99, but a good battle here in second as Cadwell gets underneath Jeremy Lyles. We've got a good battle. Chops him off the nose there just a little bit as we'll have 7 laps down, 13 to go. Harris up into 4th. But a good battle for that 5th and 6th place position between Bergs and Anders. Watch that 5 car. Picked up feature win here earlier this year. Trying to get around that Ford 114 car of Berging. Lyle able to hold off Rex Harris that time by. Rex Harris working that top shelf, but out to a 1.1 second lead over Kidwell is Brad Smith. Let's see if it closed up this time by. It did not. Gained another 0.2 of a second that time by. for Brad Smith. Your points on the poll. We were halfway home. That last time by, it'll be 11 down. This time by for Brad Smith, Kidwell, Lyle, Harris, and Andrews. Rex Harris working that top shelf. As we've got cars together there on the front stretch, Rex Harris bringing out the caution. Something breaking on that car. Collected Daniel Anders. Anders able to keep going. As it looks like right rear went down on that 30 machine of Rex Harris. Heartbreaker as he was running fourth. As we've got 12 laps down, 8 to go. An 8-lap dash to the finish, Andy. What do you think?
Yeah, it looks like there was just two of them battling for that same piece of real estate there. Luckily, more didn't happen out of that, because that's when the lead group has an issue like that. That really has a tendency to kind of chain react back down through the crowd, but everybody was kind of able to get around everybody there.
Yeah, that was a good first 12 laps. Brad Smith out of Pleasant Hill, Missouri. Started fourth up to the point. Everybody put in their lineups. Again, Brad Smith took over that first place there on lap number 5. Led the last 7 laps. In our Concrete Companies USRA V-Mod division.
So several cars having issues, man. Jackie Dalton pulled off. Kenny Hubbard pulled off. Brad Page having an issue.
And looking like we're going to
some of our regulars, Sean, man, this is a fast pace.
Yes.
Track is fast.
Brad Smith trying to get pushed back on, fire that car up. Or is he going to take it back pit side? Your leader going to have to go back pit side to the hot pit. Giving up that lead to Tyler Kidwell as we work to get Rex Harris off the racetrack, up on the hook there. That'll change up your lineup there as Kidwell will inherit that lead. Lyle in second. Looks like they got the 30 of Rex Harris up on the hook. As Brad Smith coming to a stop there on the front stretch, requiring a push. Went back. Pit side. Can't see from here if they headed to the hot pit to work on that car.
So this O'Reilly caution, man, during the caution, we have really lost some good cars out of this field. That's not going to bother Tyler Kidwell any. He's like, man, it's just tough fighting up here in the front.
Well, Brad Smith had gotten out to a 1.8 second lead when that caution came out. Didn't quite see what happened to that car. But came to a stop here on the front stretch. Had to have some assistance to push it backside. As looks like we're going to get Rex Harris up off the racetrack there. As we got them stacked up in our Delaware Dauphin restart. 12 laps down, 8 to go, 8-lap shootout. As our traffic controller up there in the flag stand giving them the 1 to go. Caution lights are out. 8-lap dash to the finish here. As they head down the back chute into the H&H Pro Service restart zone. Green flag high in the air, and we are back racing here at Electric City. Burgess up there on the top side, Lyle up to second. But don't look now, that 5 car of Daniel Anders wants to throw his name in the hat. Working that low line. Eberts made his way up to 6th. Started 10th on the field in that 94 car. But out on the point. Out to just about a second lead last time by. As we'll have 15 down, 5 to go. 4 fingers and a thumb left in this Concrete Company's USRA B-Mod A-feature event. Good battle for that second, third, and fourth place position. As you could throw a blanket over that as Kidwell out to a 1.2 second lead. 17 down this time by. 3 to go. For that young man in that Hughes race car. The 54 of Tyler Kidwell. Jeremy Lyle in second. Burgess in third. Laps down this time by. White flag high up in the air. Andy, take him home.
All right, give him a hand out of turn 4. It is going to be Tyler Kidwell, followed by Jeremy Lyle. Walker Bergen with a great third place. Daniel Anders in fourth and Robbie Jones in the fifth spot.
Just a reminder, folks, tomorrow, our little sponsor there, Fast Lane RC Raceway, they are having an open house tomorrow out at Fast Lane. If you've wanted to race the big cars but you can't afford it, don't have the time, the money, or whatever, why, you can run out to Fast Lane Raceway, and that's out on 40 Highway. It's at 2850 Southwest US Highway 40. And if you want to think a little bit about it, maybe give them a call and check in and see about buying some RC stuff, why, you can do that at 816-220-0100. Once again, Fast Lane Raceway, Kansas City's best RC racing facility. Indoor and outdoor, off-road, outdoor oval, indoor oval, and on-road. That's Fast Lane Raceway, Kansas City's best RC racing facility.
First is for the Family Center Farm and Home, a $50 gift certificate. If your name is Bree Ann Johnson, please come up here to the tower and get your $50 gift certificate. That is for Bree Ann Johnson. And for the cooler and the two chairs, it is Amy Stroud. Amy Stroud, you have won the cooler and two chairs. Please come up here to the tower if I have called your name.
Test 1, 2. Okay, we're back working. Sorry about that, folks.
All right, next feature up is going to be your A1 Trading USRA Hobby Stocks. On the pole, Parker. Outside of him, the 26B of Bobby Brown. Second row inside is going to be the 57 of Charles Brown. Outside the 76 of Adam Arnold. Third row inside the 6 of John Snyder. Outside the... That's the other one. Outside is the 55 of Todd Kidwell. Fourth row inside the 55 of Brad Hogue, outside the 25 of Roger Dethridge. Fifth row inside the 813 of Justin Anderson, outside the 87 of Ethan Lamons. Sixth row inside going to be the 66X of Dustin Campbell, outside the 5D of Chris Diamond. Seventh row inside is going to be the 23 of Junior Woods, outside the 4P of Jess Hogue. And bringing up the back is going to be the 25D of Michael Dawson.
$15 laps the distance in our A1 Trading Post USRA Hobby Stock Division. Caution lights are out. We're going to go green flag this time by Parker Brown on the front row, headed into the H&H Pro Services start zone. Got to be side by side at the cone there. Green flag high in the air, and we are racing here at Electric City. Mike Parker with a good start there. Brown and Brown right behind him, with Arnold there in fourth. Snyder in fifth. But the leader of that first lap, Mike Parker.
O'Reilly caution on the Speedway. Got a couple of them having issues out there. Man, Sean, Mike Parker, he was absolutely hammer cocked, and he pulled the trigger when they dropped that green flag.
Yeah, really good start for that man in the 19 machine. Starting from the pole. Good drive off of turn number 4 there. As we do have one lap scored, 14 remaining in our A1 Trading Post USRA Hobby Stock Division.
So Bobby Brown sitting there in the second spot. Charles Brown in third. Adam Arnold in fourth. No real surprises up there.
Yes, John Snyder in fifth, and the Macho Man Brad Hogue in sixth. As we got them wrapped up here, we are going to go back to, everybody did not cross that finish line before that caution come out, so we're going back to a complete restart as Parker and Brown head them off into the A.
Sean, do you think Mike can do it again?
We're going to see. Can he get the jump? And it doesn't look like it got quite a good start that time, as Brown working that top side, able to get by, drifts up just a little bit. Parker working that bottom shelf. But out front, Brian Brown. Arnold in third, Brown in fourth, and Cadwell into fifth. As we've got one lap down. But downtown Bobby Brown up to the point. Parker in second. Arnold in third. As we'll have 3 laps down, 12 to go that time by. But out to about a half-second lead. Bobby Brown over Mike Parker. Arnold and Brown, that is your top 4. Snyder up into 5th. The 25 of Roger Dirthrich's going to pull it into the infield. We're going to stay clean and green. As we'll have 6 laps down, 9 to go that time by. 6 laps down, 9 to go. But led every lap so far in that 26B. That is Bobby Brown. Parker in second. Arnold in third. And we've got a good battle for that 4th and 5th place position between Brown and Snyder. Hard charger so far in that 5D machine out of Hardwood, Missouri. Up 12 from started 12th to 7th. That is Chris Diamond. Watch that 5D machine. He's been our big mover so far, as we'll have 9 laps down that time by. But out to a 1.6 second lead over Mike Parker, the 26B of Bobby Brown. Makes that 1.8 second lead that time by. As we'll have 11 laps down this time by, 4 to go. Here in our A1 Trading Post USRA Hobby Stock Division.
It's a whale of a battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th between Brown, Snyder, and Lamons. They've been going at it the whole race. Chris Diamond right behind them, followed by Todd Kidwell. Seeing the white flag out of turn 4, a year later, downtown Bobby Brown. Mike Parker still in second. Adam Arnold in the 3rd spot. Charles Brown fighting off a trio behind him. But out of turn 4, give him a hand. How about it, Bobby Brown? Mike Parker in second. Adam Arnold brings her home on the podium in 3rd.
You can hear your fans up and out of the car. You're on Trading Post. Bobby Brown. Bobby, come get a word before we get a picture. Bobby, what, man? What'd you think when Parker got out on that first start there? Did you think you might have your hands full there a little bit?
Oh, I knew I'd have my hands full. Mike's fast. Adam Arnold, he's fast. Everybody that was, well, and Charles Brown, he just won 2 in a row. So we had some heavy hitters on us. So I knew I had to be spot on, or they were going to get me.
Well, hey, who do you guys think makes this happen for you every week?
Well, first I want to thank my wife. If it wasn't for her grinding tires and changing the gear while I was out fishing, I'm like, I didn't even know we were going to race. But I guess she wants to, so we'll come out and race. So I got to thank her first and foremost, and then Ethan's Auto out of Adrian, he helps a lot on this car, and everybody else, our fans and our pit crew, just want to thank everybody.
All right, well, give it to him one more time, and I'm going to say feature winner wife tonight while you were out fishing. Your feature winner tonight in your A1 Trading Post USRA Hobby Stock Division, Bobby Brown. The distance in our Mike Clark Memorial. Starting on the pole in the 101, that is Jacob Hall starting outside of him after a great heat race win in that 15 CW. That is Corey Wilson starting inside row number 2 in the 24L machine. That is Dakota Lowell starting outside of him in the 2J. That is Jordan Beard starting inside row number 3 in the 05. That is Jason Greasy, and starting outside of him in the 4B, that is Braxton Gibbs, or Skaggs, starting 4th row inside in the 17 machine. Our fast qualifier tonight in our heat race, that is Logan Roark. Starting outside of him in the 39, that is Blake Muhlenberg, starting inside row number 5 in the 23 machine, that is Dakota Dillon. Starting outside of him in that 25 machine, that is Eli Muhlenberg. Starting inside row number 6 in the 28 machine, that is Andy Bryant. Starting outside of him in the 41 machine, that is Alex Schultz. Starting inside row number 7, picking up that B feature win in the 98 machine, that is Dylan Smith. Starting outside of him in the 0 machine, that is Dakota Gerard. Starting inside row number 8 in the 17 TJ machine, that is Tevin James. Starting outside of him in the X1, that is Caden Bolin. Starting inside row number 9 in the 30, that is Jared Williard. Starting outside of him in the 74 machine, that is Jaron Powder. And starting tailback on the field, row number 10, after making that hard charge from the back of the field to the front in that 9 machine, that's Brian Myers. And just outside of him, starting tailback on the field in the 87, that is Justin Peck. The lights are out. We're going to go green flag this next time by. 24 laps for $1,050 tonight. Jacob Hall leads them into the H&H Pro Service start zone, steps on the loud pedal, and green flag flies. Jacob Hall, good start, hustling around the bottom. Wilson on the top. Dakota Lowell wants to follow right back through there. He's got a good battle between Dakota Lowell and Jordan Beard there on the high side, but look at Wilson on that top side, going to lead the first lap. It will be Wilson to the point. Corey Wilson, Jacob Hall, Beard, Lowell, Briggs, Skaggs, and Muhlenberg. But Jacob Hall ain't going away anytime soon. Working that bottom side, catfishing around is Wilson, working the top side. Beard up into second. Lowell falls back to 4th. As we'll have 3 laps down, 21 to go in this. Mike Clark Memorial. Wilson out to not quite a second lead as Jordan Beard working that top side. Hits around Jacob Hall in the 101 machine up to second. Your current points leader here at Electric City on the move. Gonna run down, see if he can run down that 15 CW machine of Corey Wilson. Jacob Hall gonna battle back there on the bottom side. Change up his lines there just a little bit. See if he can run that 2 machine back down, as we'll have 6 down, 18 to go. 6 down, 18 to go that time by. Wilson out to about a half-second lead over Beard. Jacob Hall, Dakota Lowell, and Blake Muhlenberger. That is your top 5. Going to get into some lap traffic here in the next couple laps. We'll see how that plays out, as we just lost a car. Dalton Smith to the infield, as we've got a caution on the racetrack. Car slowed. Is that Jordan Beard? Jordan Beard slow on the racetrack. Something awry on that race car as he was running second. Bad luck for that young man as he had been on the march. Started fourth, was up to second. Hate to see that as we've got 8 laps down. Looks like a right front flat tire on the 98 of. Smith. Gonna have to take it back to the pit side, see if they can get that tire changed in our hot lane. That'll move Logan Rourke up to 5th after starting 7th on the field out of Henley, Missouri. As Ray's command gives the order to stack them back up here. Andy Bryant started 11th up to 6. Keep an eye out for that young man from Fort Stock, Kansas in that 28 machine. As the caution lights go out, we're going to go green flag. Nope. Caution light's going to stay on for one more lap. We're going to see if Smith can make it out of the hot pit. As we're going to give him the one to go this time by. Wilson out front, Jacob Hall, Dakota Lowell. They head off into the H&H Pro Service start zone. Green flag flies, green flag flies. Not a good start for Wilson as Dakota Lowell's working that top side, able to get around that 15 machine. We've got a new leader that time by, or well, next time by, excuse me. Wilson in second, Dakota Lowell takes over the lead that time by, but here he comes in that 17 machine. That is Logan Roark. Logan Roark out to second. Andy Bryant says, hey, I want to follow right behind you there as he gets up around Jacob Hall. Jacob Hall falling back to 5th. Wilson in 3rd. Andy Bryant not done yet. Working that bottom side, slides up the racetrack there, right in front of Wilson, but out to the point. 11 laps down that time by, 13 to go. 11 laps down, 13 to go. But looky here, the 17 of Roar right to the rear bumper. As we've got one around, that is the 25 of Eli Muhlenberg bringing out the caution. Got him facing wrong way in a one-way there, able to refire, going to join the rear of the field. They'll have to go tail back as we are halfway home. 12 down, 12 to go in this Mike Clark Memorial Power Eye Midwest Mod A feature event. Your hard charger so far out of Fort Stock, Kansas in that 28 machine. Andy Bryant started 11th up to 3rd. That is your hard charger right now. Wilson just did not fire off on that last restart as Logan Rourke Up 5 spots from 7th to 2nd.
So the top 5 doing a lot of shifting these last 5 laps, man. Corey Wilson looked like he was out front having a good run. Now he is back to the 4th spot. Jacob Hall has fell back some too. But it's been Dakota Lowe, Logan Rourke, and Andy Bryant moving to the front as the track wears in just a little more.
Yeah, I don't know about that call, though, to take the inside there, letting Andy Bryant have the outside there for Logan Rourke. That may have been not the best decision, but we'll see. As again, we've got 12 laps down, caution lights out on the Speedway. Delaware double file restart, leader out front, everybody else stacked up 2 by 2 by 2 behind them. As we've got 12 laps down, Dakota Lowell leads them off into the H&H Pro Service restart zone. Leader starts the race. Gets on the loud pedal, and we are back racing here at Electric City. Logan Rourke gets a good run. Oh, no. Got one on his lid. That is
Dakota Gerard over.
Red flag, red flag.
After a few of the cars got together.
Waiting onward. Up and out of the car. Race fans, let's pay it off. Driver is okay. Little frustrated, but okay. Dakota Gerard.
That was one of them deals. The guys kind of bottled up in front. I think Andy Bryant kind of got under the rear bumper. Dakota Lowe, that slowed up that part of that line. Then everybody just started checking up from their back. '17 back going. We'll see if Muhlenberg can get back going again.
Once again, folks, just wanted to remind you that tomorrow out at Fast Lane RC Raceway, they're going to be having an open house from 1 till 4. If you thought maybe you'd like to race a real race car but can't have the time or the money, why, there's an opportunity for you to be able to get into RC racing. And you can find out a lot about it if you go out to Fast Lane Raceway tomorrow between 1 and 4. As they'll be having lots of cars on display. You can check into some of the car kits and stuff that you can buy. Probably the lowest amount that you could spend to get into some RC racing would probably be around $200, as they've got the low-C NASCAR race cars, and that comes with everything included: battery, radio, car, motor, charger, the whole 9 yards, and it's under $200. So go out to Fast Lane RC Raceway and check it out. And of course, they are the place where they can fulfill just about any of the needs that you might have if you are an RC racer. Indoor and outdoor off-road. We've got also a indoor and outdoor oval track. The inside track is carpet. The outside oval track is dirt. Also, they've got on-road and off-road dirt track racing. and they're located at 2850 Southwest US Highway 50, Blue Springs, Missouri 64015. Or you can get a hold of them on the internet at app.fastlaneraceway.com. And if you want to call and talk to them and check out the times of the races or just some of the kits or anything that's available, well, you can get a hold of them at 816-220-0100. Fast Lane Raceway, Kansas City's best RC racing facility.
Second flat right rear on the 05. Definitely hate to see that on such a good race here. Great field of cars. Well, like I said, it looked like that either Dakota Lowe didn't get a good start, but the cars behind him had kind of gotten underneath his rear bumper, and that kind of slowed the whole first three cars up, and everybody just started checking up and getting on the brakes. Just a racing deal. But when you have that big of a gaggle of cars, man, I tell you what, it don't take hardly nothing to start a chain reaction crash. Again, Logan Rourke with a flat. Braden Sky's got his body damage, looked like he had a flat tire. Jason Breezy had a flat right rear. Dakota Gerard, again, the car that turned over. A lot of carnage on the top 15 cars out there.
As we had just reached halfway there, Alan, race was starting to get really interesting, but you know what they say, caution brings caution.
Oh yeah.
Every one of these drivers fighting for every inch, trying to get to the front. Looks like they got that right rear tire changed on Logan Rourke, but he'll have to tack the rear of the field after going to the hot pit. As we still got red on the Speedway. Race command talking to these drivers, making sure everybody knows exactly where they need to go.
Now Logan's still got half the feature to get back up through the pack again, so he'll definitely, he's not going to sit back there. We switch everything to yellow. We'll get everybody back rolling again as we get the zero car towed off the track. Letting all the drivers run through a little bit of fluid here on that front straightaway before they go back to green.
Andy, looky there, that 9, Brian Myers, up to 10th after starting 24th on the field. Halfway home, 12 laps down.
So we still got 15 cars on the racetrack. So we have lost 9 already at the halfway mark. Our 2025 track champion, Dakota Dillon, has been steadily working his way to the front.
Race command giving him the order. We're going to go single file the rest of the way here. 12 laps down. Caution lights are out. We're going to go back racing here at Electric City as Dakota Lowell will take him off in to the H&H Pro Services restart zone. Green flag high in the air. We're back racing here at Electric City. Dakota Lowell working that middle of the racetrack. Good run for Jacob Hall. Jacob Hall getting around Wilson on that lap. But Dakota Lowell, Andy Bryant, Jacob Hall, and Wilson. That is your top 4. Wilson drifts up the racetrack there. Allows Muhlenberg underneath him as we got a good battle for that 4th, 5th, and 6th place position as Caden Bowen puts his name in the hat there as we've got 14 down, 10 to go. That time by Dakota Lowell. Andy Bryant. D's off the racetrack there, trying to get underneath Dakota Lowell. Pulls right to his left rear bumper there. Not able to make it happen that time by. As Dakota Lowell, Andy Bryant, Jacob Hall. Only 0.3 of a second separate your 1st and 2nd place as Blake Muhlenberger up into the top 5. Well, and then Bolin gets around him that time by. But looky here, Dakota Dillon battling his way up through there. Down this time by 6 to go.
Good battle for that 5th spot between Blake Muhlenberg and Caden Bolin. They've been going at it for several laps now.
As Dakota Lowell gets out to about a half-second lead over Andy Bryant, as we'll have 20 laps down that time by. 4 to go at the line. Down, 3 laps remaining in this Mike Clark Memorial Power I Midwest feature event. As Andy take him the rest of the way home.
Andy Bryant trying to move back in on Dakota Low. Jacob Hall does not give up, running a solid third. Corey Wilson still in fourth. White flag one more time down the back straightaway. Folks, stand up, give him a hand out of turn 4. It's going to be Dakota Low. Andy Bryant in second, Jacob Hall third, Corey Wilson fourth, Dakota Dillon in fifth, Caden Bolin sixth, Blake Muhlenberg seventh, Justin Pike eighth, Jaron Powery ninth, and Tevin James rounding out the top 10. So it's our very own Dakota Low taking home the $1,150 for the 6th annual Mike Clark Memorial. Man, you are going to see a very happy driver when he gets out of that hot rod.
Up and out of the car, your feature winner tonight, Dakota Lowell. Dakota, come get a word with me here before we get pictures. Dakota, man, what'd you think?
I have no idea. that first restart, I don't know what happened, but everybody went to the bottom, the top opened the way I went. And then it was hold on for dear life and run.
Yeah, well, I mean, it looked like you could move around, though, pretty good. Kind of drifting up a little bit coming off of 4 there. Andy was really starting to try to D that thing off to try to get up underneath you. Could you hear him coming?
I couldn't. When I'm in there, everything just shut off. All I hear is my own engine, but I knew Andy would be there. And Andy's pretty quick. I figured he was going to be tight on me.
Well, hey, who do you think makes this all possible for you?
Phoenix Concrete, Totally Foundations, GB Construction, Razor Jet Productions for doing amazing videos. Best Construction, BLJ Farms, that's my aunt, my uncle, my mom, dad, wife, everybody that helps. There's so many. Yeoman Racing, one hell of a power plant. Scotty Allen Auto Sports for building a good car that works anywhere on the track.
Well, Electric City, give it to him one more time. Your Mike Clark Memorial Midwest Mod feature winner of the night, Dakota Lowell.
All right, congratulations, Dakota Lowe. Man, that'll be a big feather in the cap. Now he's got a shot at the, actually with him being in the Mod Mania series, he's got a shot at a $550 bonus if he can win tomorrow night. All right, our next A feature up is going to be your Show Me Vintage series. On the pole is going to be the 54 of Ken Schneider, outside the C2 of Alan Clark. Second row inside is going to be the 1 of Angela Ashworth, outside the 15 of Jason Isabel. Third row inside is going to be the 27 of Danny Lorton, outside the 6 of Damon Clevenger. Fourth row inside the 14 of Mickey Cook, outside the 1A of Rodney Ashworth. Fifth row inside the 99 of Jim Seward, outside the 8 of Gary Proskosil. Sixth row inside the 2 of Brandon Jordan, outside the 3 of Richard Fields. Seventh row inside the 42 of Rob Brash, outside the 13 of Gary Akers. Eighth row inside is going to be the 03 of Alan Guthrie and the 18 of Owen Evinger. That is your Show Me Vintage Racing Series A feature.
Caution lights are out on the Speedway.
And the green flag flies.
Snyder out front. Got a good battle. Looks like lead's going to change that time by Jason Isabel up to the point. Kevin Clevenger just wants to follow right behind. As we've got 2 laps down, 13 to go in this Show Me Vintage Series A feature event. Isabel trying to run away as fast as he can to get away from that 6 machine of Clevenger.
David Clevenger moving in on Isabel. Clevenger's won all but one Show Me feature here at Electric City Speedway.
Follows right in Isabel's tire tracks there, right to the rear bumper of that 15R machine. As we've got 5 laps down, 10 to go. Clevenger trying to do everything he can to get around that 15R machine. Works to the bottom, but Clevenger will hold him off as we're going to get into some lap traffic here in the next couple laps.
Your 2 leaders getting into lap traffic in turn 4.
Isabel able to hold him off that time by as we're be halfway home. This next time by, 8 laps down, 7 to go. Clevenger works to that bottom side, trying to get around that 15R of Isabel. Isabel got 2 cars right in front of him, trying to get around those 2 lap cars. Able to split the difference, puts a lap car in between him and Clevenger. Clevenger able to follow right through.
Oh, we got them together here in the front straightaway. We broke a wheel off already on one of them.
Caution on the Speedway.
Mickey Cook, one of them involved.
O'Reilly Auto Parts yellow flag.
I think it was Alan Clark and Mickey Cook getting together here. Boy, you just don't see too many vintage guys getting in wrecks. Usually these guys are pretty good. But that battle for first place.
Can Isabel hold him off? Done a great job so far. Working through that lap traffic.
Jason Isabel has been a rocket ever since the first lap. Damon Clevenger was doing his best, but then they got into lap traffic. Man, it was starting to get crazy. Owen Evinger up to 3rd, Snyder in 4th, Rodney Ashworth in that 5th spot. Show Me Vintage guys absolutely turning some terrific laps out there.
As we work to get Alan Clark off the racetrack, they're going to have to get him up on the hook. Going to be a 6-lap dash to end this Show Me Vintage Series A feature event. But Isabel taking the lead there on that second lap. Has led 8 of the 9 laps so far. Can that Studebaker hold off that coupe behind him, Andy? Boy, oh boy, our track officials down there working our record service have definitely got to work out this tonight there, Andy.
Yeah, we've kept them busy tonight. Hopefully not too much damage to Alan Clark's car. Boy, I love all the different cars that we got up front. Man, we got a little variation of everything running in that top 5.
Yep, we do. That 18 of Evinger up to 3rd. Started 16th on the field. Up to 3rd. Watch that 18 machine. Picked up several feature wins last year at Lakeside Speedway. As it looks like our traffic controller going to give them the 1 to go this time by. Again, 9 laps down, 6 to go. 6-lap dash to the finish here in our Show Me Vintage series. Single file restart. Isabel Clevenger steps on the loud pedal, green flag high in the air, and we are back racing here at Electric City. Looky there, Evinger gets a good run as we've got a good battle for that second place position. Evinger, Clevenger. Evinger up to 2nd. 5 to go, 4 fingers and a thumb left in this Show Me Vintage series. A feature event. Evinger gets a good run down the back. She pulls right to the rear bumper of Isabel. Really got that bottom side working, Andy, as he pulls right to that left rear quarter panel of that Studebaker. Turns it down the racetrack, and Isabel.
Oh, man.
Oh, man, and he clips.
Clipped Clevenger.
No, he clipped Evinger.
And Evinger, holy cow, he's pulling off.
Caught the right rear of that car as that Studebaker got turned around.
Man, when do you ever see that when the 3 leaders have an issue all at the same time?
Heartbreak for that man out of Odessa, Missouri in that 18 machine. It started 16th on the field and was challenging for the lead in that 15R machine of Isabel. Got loose coming in the off of turn number 2, gets turned around, goes on a tilt-a-whirl ride, and collects the 18. That will move Clevenger up into 3rd.
And Evinger just looked like he was just getting faster and faster. Man, he had really set a pace there on that restart.
Yes, he had, and he could really get off the corners really well in that car. Thank all you die-hard race fans for sticking it out to us. 131 cars. Bound to run us a little late this evening, unfortunately. want to thank you all so much for sticking around for some incredible racing here at Electric City.
Looks like Angela Ashworth has stopped on the front straightaway to ask a question. Alan Guthrie's been making some moves in Jimmy Smith's number 03. I got to drive that car last October in the Fall Brawl down in Nevada. Man, that's a nice little hot rod. Again, Laura Smith having some health issues, had to get some work on her. She is home recuperating. Jimmy's looking after her. So Alan took the old 03 Camaro out for a spin tonight.
Right now, Alan Guthrie is our hard charger. Started 15th on the field, up to 4th in that red and white Camaro.
Glad to see Rodney Ashworth having a good, solid run. He is a huge supporter of the Show Me Vintage series, has been for many, many years. Used to run with Rodney back in the old late model days. Known him for, oh my God, about 4 decades now, so. And Schneider hanging tough in there in the 3rd spot. He just got that little Mustang done last year and only got to run it a few times.
As they work to get the 18 up on the hook there. Here in 2 weeks, June 22nd, the Ozark Limited late models will be in the house. And then on July 10th, Kids Night, with the Midwest Lightning Sprints making their first trip to Electric City this year. August 14th, man. If my schedule's available, I'll be to that one. That's the Greg Clemens Memorial with, again, the Ozark Late Model Series in the house.
right, yellow light is out. Damon Clevenger will pick his spot. Rodney Ashworth right there behind him, followed by Snyder and Guthrie.
As a green flag comes out, 4-lap dash to the finish here. Laps down, 3 to go. Allen, bring us on home.
Danny Lorton trying to make a move on Alan Guthrie. Wide flag for the leader, Damon Clevenger. Rodney Ashworth slowing down. Not sure what's going on there. Ken Snyder and everybody's coming up on him. Snyder in second. Looked like almost a tie for the third spot.
Up and out of the car. Electric City let him here at your feature winner in our Show Me Vintage, Damon Clevenger. Damon, man, what was going through your mind there when Isabel got crossed up in front of you, had Evinger there on the low side of you? Was it just close your eyes and hope you get through it?
Yeah, just hoping I was going to be able to avoid it, and realizing I was probably just had one handed to me, so it happens like that sometimes. I got in a wreck a few weeks ago, so sometimes it's your night, sometimes it's your night, so that's the way it goes sometimes, but hopefully both our cars aren't too bad, so.
Yeah, make it back out. Well, hey, who do you guys think makes this happen for you?
Really, we just race out of our pockets, so we don't really have any sponsors on board. Me and my dad, mainly my dad, both my parents, huge amount of support. I thank my dad for everything. He's the one that's helped me turn wrenches on the car, and he's out here at 83 years old still doing this, so it's pretty amazing to even be out here doing this, so just want to say thanks to him. That's about it.
Well, Electric City, your Show Me Vintage A feature winner tonight, Damon Clevenger.
One more time, folks. So I just wanted to remind you, be having that open house out at Fastlane Raceway, RC Raceway, on Sunday from 1 to 4. If you are like a lot of folks, just can't afford to race the big cars, don't have the time or the money, why, the next best thing is some RC racing at Fastlane Raceway. They're located out on 40 Highway. The address is 2850 Southwest US Highway 40 in Blue Springs, Missouri. Or you can get a hold of them if you want to call and check out the prices on some of the kits. Why, you can call them at 816-220-0100. Fastlane Raceway, Kansas City's best RC racing facility. Indoor and outdoor off-road tracks. We've got the outdoor dirt oval and the inside carpet oval, as well as a on-road and off-road racing on the inside also. Once again, for all of your RC needs, Fastlane Raceway, Kansas City's best RC racing facility.
Man, this is going to be anybody's race. Too many heavy hitters in this to just pick a favorite. Terry Schultz probably riding the hottest hand right now. Yellow light is out. Aaron Poe, Blaine Ewing on that front row.
Green flag flies, and we're back racing here at Electric City. Ewing working that top side to near perfection. Gets a good run down the back chute as we've got a caution on the racetrack.
Colby Carter already having an issue. You could hear the motor backfiring. Jamie Pope coming to a stop up here just out of turn 4. Sound like he was having mechanical issues also.
Been fighting that all night tonight.
Yeah, it has not run right since the very beginning.
0 laps scored. And they'll pitch that 74 car back. Track side, maybe not. No, they pushed him off. Not going to be able to fire off. All right, caution lights are out. We're going to go green flag this time by. Green flag flies. Irwin gets another good start there on the top side. Poe on the bottom. Carter gets a little bit crossed up there. Everybody's able to blow up and keep going. We'll have one lap down. As we've got a parking lot over here in turn number 1 and 2. Collected 6 cars total. As the 21 gets around, everybody checking up to miss him.
So Ted Welshmeyer getting back going again. Looks like Jeremy Willard got back going again. Jacob Combs back going again.
Carter able to get back going again. Also have to tag the rear of the field. One lap scored. As race command talking to these drivers, making sure everybody's in the right lineup.
So we've only got one lap in, but on that one lap, the quickest car was Blaine Ewing, the only car in the 17-second bracket.
All right, lineup is correct. We'll go Delaware Delphile restart. One lap down, 19 to go. Head off into the H&H Pro Services restart zone. Green flag high in the air, and we're back racing here at Electric City. Irwin gets a good run there. Terry Schultz right to that left rear quarter panel, up into second. Schultz works that bottom side as we've got him side by side coming off of turn number 4 and at the flag stand. Irwin, Schultz, Poe. Irwin goes down, puts a block on as we've got the 74. Slow on the racetrack. That'll be his second caution. He'll have to take it back pit side. Race command telling the drivers we're going to go single file the rest of the way. Well, the caution lights are out. We're going to go green flag next time by. 2 laps down, 18 to go. And we are back racing here at Electric City. Irwin with a good run there off the bottom. Pulls out to about a 2.5 car length advantage over Terry Schultz. Poe, Clark, Nightwanger, that is your top 5. As we're going to get some lap cars here next time by. As we'll have 5 laps down, 15 to go. Make that 6 laps down, 14 to go that time by. Schultz searching on the racetrack, trying to use a little more momentum there in 3 and 4. But Blaine, Irwin out in front. Terry Schultz in second. As again, we're going to get into some lap cars here as Kobe Carter going to go a lap down here next time by as we're working through this traffic as we've got one turned around there in the exit of turn number 3, bringing out a caution. O'Reilly's Auto Parts caution on the racetrack. Eight laps down, 12 to go. In this Jackson Aces Events Power Ice Super Stock. Missouri, leading every lap so far. Trying to hold off Harry Schultz, Aaron Poe, Gary Clark, and Nightwanger. That is your top 5. Caution light is out. We're going to go green flag this next time by. Into the H&H Pro Service restart zone. Green flag high in the air. We're back racing here at Electric City. Irwin, Schultz, Poe, Clark, that is your top four. Irwin bobbles there just a little bit. Allows Schultz to run back down right to his rear bumper. Caution on the Speedway. For the XLR of Kobe Carter, bringing out that caution. Going red flag on the racetrack. Kobe Carter knocked down one of our jersey barriers there.
All right, so 10 laps down. Surprisingly, the quickest lap has been turned by Gary Clark at a 17.498. Blaine Ewing's second quickest lap is 17.668. Aaron Poe with the third quickest lap at 17.699. Terry Schultz actually fourth quickest with a 17.712. Dean Willie, the fifth quickest lap running the feature at a 17.886. So Blaine Ewing looking just as good as always out front in that beautiful black number 04. Terry Schultz doing everything he can. Yeah, that second spot in a 41. Gary Clark in third, having a nice solid race. James Niswanger in the fourth spot in a 44. Charles Brown hanging tough in the fifth spot in the 18. Dean Willie in sixth in the 68. Matthew K in the 16 and 7th. Corey Flam in the 00 in 8th. Landon Nuckanisney in the 22 in the 9th spot. And Dustin Weiland, your reigning track champion, in the 10th spot in the 7D. So just at the halfway point. So Sean, we're just not having much luck